What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video here on the TN Speed channel. Today is all about garage organization and getting my shop up to the level it should be instead of having everything on the floor and just looking a mess all the time. So as you can see behind me, there's still quite a bit of stuff that doesn't really have a home, and one of the things that's taking up a lot of floor space is tires and wheels. I have the extra drag set that came off the back of the 240, as well as a crap set of front tires and wheels that came off of it that I'm definitely going to get rid of. But I also have a couple extra tires, and I plan on ordering a couple extra wheels and tires for the 240 when the drift season kind of starts and I'm going through tires left and right. I don't want to have to constantly be mounting tires at the track. So today we're going to try and repurpose this old BMX ramp or skateboard ramp. I use it for everything. That my grandfather and I built years and years ago. I think I was like 11 or 12. It actually says, my grandfather actually wrote on the side of it. I just checked really quick. It was made by he and I when he was 76 and I was 13. He has always been absolutely one of the most supportive people in my life, no matter what I'm trying to hurt myself doing. So big thank you to my grandfather, or Papa as I call him. He's absolutely one of the best people in the world, and none of what I do would probably be happening without his influence. So I'm going to basically try and use as much of that wood as possible to construct this hanging tire rack that's going to go over here on this wall. I did buy a couple extra 2x4s and some hardware at the local home improvement store just to make this a little bit easier, because I'm pretty sure that the longest pieces on that, I only have 2 long pieces and I really need 4 for the design that I came up with. So I hope this works. This is completely out of my own head. This is completely self-engineered here, and I am anything but an engineer. Let's get into this. I don't actually have plans per se. I'm just gonna go by the wood that I have and see, kind of get it as long as I can. I'm shooting for about 50 inches wide. That should allow me plenty of room for a set of 4 wheels and tires. Kind of as I go through, I'll sort of give you guys the steps that I'm going through. You should be able to basically follow this video and make it any length that you want to. That'll only be limited by obviously how strong your anchors are and how well you build the braces in the centerpiece, because it will get wobbly. Any kind of wood long boxes, they can sway and get wobbly if you don't have bracing. So I really am gonna have 2 and then 2 with you'll see. So let's just get started. Part 1 of this is actually gonna be pulling this thing apart. I have quite a few screws and nails and everything that I need to get out so I can actually have the wood to use. That's probably gonna take me a while, so I'm not gonna film that. There's no reason to anyway, because it's not gonna be like you're disassembling the exact same ramp as I am. So I'm gonna pull this thing apart real quick, and when I see you next, we'll just have pieces of wood in the floor and all the hardware out. "32 minutes to break that whole thing down. It's not bad. I got all the screws out, all the nails out, all the wood's here in a pile on the floor. So now it's time to start throwing this thing together. First, I'm gonna make sure I have all the lengths that I want, and then I'm gonna cut all my 2x4s to the 4 exact same lengths. And got all my measurements made for all the 2x4s. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them all at one time. I sort of made my own little sawhorse clamp thing here with all the extra wood. I don't have a whole lot of woodworking tools, but I'm doing what I can with what I got. So let's go ahead and get to cutting, and hopefully this works as well as I want it to. If it doesn't, 2x4s are cheap. It'll be okay. I really like when plans come together that aren't really plans. From this point, I'm going to begin making the bottom main rectangle of the frame so that I can get the bracing and everything right. Then I'm going to take my 2x4 that's going on the top and go ahead and Tapcon it to my cinder block wall here, and I'll hang the chains off of that, so then I can basically just hang the little rectangle and then go ahead and zip it onto the wall as well. All right, here you can see the basic idea that I'm going for. I have the frame laid out on the floor. I haven't screwed anything together yet, but it's gonna be kind of a double layer so that the tire's not actually touching the wall. See, there's gonna be actually a good bit of room back here behind the tires and the wall, so hopefully I won't end up with a bunch of tire prints on my wall. If some happen, you know, whatever. But so here's the idea. I'm gonna space these two front pieces and the rear pieces as well right here in this gap at a gap of 3 inches, and I'm gonna put some bracing, probably 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and we'll be good to go. So that should be really, really sturdy. Nice strong frame to where I can have tires or wheels and tires and just pretty much whatever I want. Huh. Well, that was interesting. Wow. Okay. Whoops. Alright guys, so here's all the hardware that I picked up. I'm using 2 turnbuckles to adjust the chains so that I can have the tension exactly where I want it. If you don't know what turnbuckles are, it's basically 2 threaded hooks or eyes or whatever it may be that have a central thing that you could turn and tighten or loosen both ends. These are the turnbuckles. Basically they have a hook on each end and a center part that you can turn and adjust both inward or outward. So I don't have to get my chain exactly right to where it's actually supporting load. I just get it within a few inches of it and then adjust with these. This is my own engineering, so if there's a better way of doing this, don't make fun of me, but it seemed like a good idea to me. These were like $1.50 each. These, along with a couple chains and some screw-in eyes for the wood, are what's actually going to be supporting primarily the whole weight of it, aside from the Tapcons that I'm going to put into the wall. So I'm going to run and actually grab the chain that I forgot at the home improvement store, and we'll be back in just a moment. Actually, before I leave, I'm going to go ahead and screw in the corner pieces just to make sure the box looks right, and then I'll go to the store. So let's do that real quick. Here's the main part of the frame. You can see I've got the front bracing in here already, and I'm leaving the back centerpiece, or the back brace rather, I'm leaving it off because I'm going to be Tapconning this 2x4 directly to the wall, and I need to be able to access it easily. So once that's on, then I'll have to see I've got the other braces already screwed on there. I'll just put in that last 2x4 there and we'll be good to go. I have returned from the home improvement store with my lengths of chain. I'm going to attach the 32-inch pieces of chain to a turnbuckle and a really strong carabiner on the other end, and that's going to be my suspension system from the wall. So this will go up to the top 2x4 that's Tapcon to my cinder block wall, and then this will go down to the tire rack itself. So my next step before I get to hanging this up and everything, I'm actually going to put a little bit of a finish on this wood. Now I'm not going to paint it, I'm not going to stain it, I'm not going to do any of that stuff like I actually originally planned. I was actually going to sand this and stain it and make it look like a piece of nice furniture. I just thought that would be funny. I've seen some wooden furniture like made out of pallets and stuff that is just like burned instead of painted, and I think it looks pretty cool. So let's try that out, and if I don't end up liking it, I can always paint over it later. I used like half a torch bottle getting this done, but it looks really, really cool in my opinion, and actually I like it a lot better than paint. So if you're doing any wood projects, maybe consider the burnt finish, because I mean it does take less time than paint, and you don't have to wait on it to dry and stuff. So now it's time to Tapcon the main hanger on the top, all the way up on the top of the wall. So let's get that started. I've actually modified my plans a little bit here. I was originally going to move this crappy kind of plastic shelf over here with these other shelves, and then I realized that if anything ever happened, if the tire rack for some reason fell off the wall, or a tire fell off of it, or rolled, or whatever, it would fall right on my Corvette, and I am not going to have that. So we're going to be mounting it over here right next to this window, and actually there's plenty of room between the window and the little conduit that comes down for the outlet, so it's actually a perfect spot for it. So let's get started. I'm going to grab my ladder, and hopefully this is not too difficult. I don't have any help, so... The main support Tapconed up onto the wall there. Now it's time to use my little chain apparatus here. I'm going to have the large carabiner to chain, if I can get it hooked on here, to, come on, trying turnbuckle. This should create a nice triangular support for this tie rack. This is easily strong enough chain and easily strong enough carabiners. This is completely self-engineered, like I said at the beginning of this video, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess time will tell. I have my chains hung now. They are really strong. Definitely don't have much to worry about this thing coming down, I don't think. I mean, I don't believe tires are really gonna be heavier than me, at least not 4 of them. So, should be good for the foreseeable future anyway. So now I'm going to use this as a starting point to mount the bottom part of the rack. I'm going to hang it and sort of adjust it to where I want it to, and then Tapcon the bottom end. I just realized that it's actually really important to me that this whole thing is level, so I'm going to use a clamp and a level. I'm going to clamp the level to the back of the part of the tire rack here on the bottom, and that way I'll be able to kind of position it and this shouldn't fall off. So if you're doing this, maybe use this little combo. I just came up with it. Okay, I got everything positioned how I wanted to and drilled the wood and sort of marked it on the wall. And now I'm gonna get the masonry drill bit out and finish it up on the wall so I can actually put the Tapcons in, and then we're done. I feel pretty good about this thing. I mean, it's solid. I went ahead and adjusted the turnbuckles so there's like tension on the chain, and you can hang from it. So, I mean, I get my workout in too. It's like a built-in pull-up bar. The very last step, since I have it mounted and screwed to the wall on the bottom, is to go ahead and put that brace on there in the back, which is going to cover those screws. So if I ever need to take it down, I'll have to take that off, but that's not really a big deal. This thing's going to be super solid, and it's going to hold tires very well, mark my words. I don't know about you guys, but I consider this a really big success. I mean, I think it looks pretty good, and I think it's definitely going to work pretty well. I mean, it's definitely sturdy, holds my weight, so it's definitely going to hold 4 tires. I think for anyone that's just looking for an easy tire solution, this is probably a good way to go. I mean, even if you had to buy all the wood and all the hardware, it wouldn't be very expensive. I recycled every bit of wood that I could from that ramp, and I ended up buying 3 2x4s. I didn't need the box of screws that I bought because I had enough screws actually out of the ramp that I saved and reused in this. So this little tire rack here is actually a really special item to me, and I'm gonna keep it forever if I can. I'll even move it to the next house if I can. I just think it was a really cool use of that ramp and the wood that otherwise wasn't really gonna be used, but there was so much sentimental value in that ramp that my grandfather and I built that I wasn't just gonna scrap it. So if you have some extra wood laying around, or if you just want a project for the weekend, go pick up some 2x4s and some screws and make one of these. I mean, all you really need is some screws, eyelets that you screw into the wood, and some carabiners for the chain, some chain. Basically, you can just make this to whatever specification that you want. You can make it to fit huge dirt car tires. You could make it fit tractor tires, theoretically. I mean, if you built it large enough. So just take the idea that I've done here and apply it to your size. Make your own length and your own width, and just use this same, if you have the braces here and the sort of double layer, you're gonna keep your tires off of the wall. This is a completely adaptable project that works for anyone, and I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to make good use of this over the coming years. Thank you guys very much for watching. If it's the very first time you're visiting the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bell so that you don't miss any great content like this. I should be putting out more videos than I have in the past few months, consistently moving forward now that I have this place to play. And a lot of it's going to be stuff like this, how you can improve your shop too. Let's give it a quick test, and then we will be done with the video. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.